Hi, this is Rosalie Westerberg, and this video will let you know how to register your MyITLab so you can complete your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or Access class. So we need to go to the internet to begin with, so I'm just going to go to Internet Explorer. You can use Chrome and Foxfire, I believe, but I'm just going to go to Internet Explorer. So in the address bar at the top, I'm going to go to myitlab.com. Now these pictures change a little bit because they like to update their information, and I see that it gives us a little, here it happens to give us a little note that says they're planning some system downtime from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. on January 4th. Now, so on this screen here, it will give you information, but it also gives you the sign-in button, the register now, and this little area for students where you can get registered or go to support or find out more information. Now to get registered, if you need access, if you've never registered before, we're going to go over to this right-hand side where it says registered now and click on student. Now it says that we need three basic things to get registered. You need a few more things, but three basic things. You need an email account, you need a course ID, and you're going to get your course ID out of this Canvas site. They're listed later in another module. And then you have to have your access code or your credit card. So if you have an email address, the course ID, which you get out of the Canvas site, the access code, which you can get from the bookstore, or a credit card to purchase it online, we click on OK, Register Now. Now our classes, no matter which version of Microsoft Office you're going to be using, our class is in Microsoft Office 2010. Because right now I don't have the 2013 versions done because MyITLab doesn't have them done yet. Eventually, when I do have that option between 2010 and 2013, you're going to choose which one you want. But right now we have Office 2010. So I'm going to click on Office 2010. And it should take us to the registration page for that. And it's trying. You can see the little circle going around on the tab up at the top that it's trying to get us to that page. So the first thing that comes up, and I'll make this a little bigger, it says, do you have an access code? Well, if you got the access code from the bookstore, you can purchase it at the bookstore. It's behind the counter where the cashiers are at. You will say, yes, I have an access code. But otherwise, you're going to say, no, I need to buy one. And either way, we're going to click on Next. If you have an access code, you're going to end up putting that access code in. Now, for our classes, it says select your class. And we're going to go with Microsoft Office 2010, or you could say I'm using multiple books in my class, either one. So we're going to say go with Microsoft Office 2010 and click on Next. Now MyITLab offers the option to purchase an access to the e-text of this. And right now it's about $11 more than no book at all. So if you can spare the $11, I'd go ahead and buy it, because if you're going to do Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, any of those with me in the next year, you got the book, you got the access code just for this one price. So I'm going to say okay. But you could buy it without the e-text, but I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, give me that e-text. You never know, it could come in handy, especially with Excel. Excel's a little different kind of class. You have to think real logically for that class. But either way, it's going to give us a price. Now they charge tax on that, so it's going to be a little more than what it looks like when we get there. Now the first thing that comes up is the privacy and licensing agreement. Be sure to read through that and then click I accept. Once you've clicked I accept, this is when we're ready to create our user account. So notice here that it says MyITLab 2010 Student Resources. The price is $95 plus tax. So we're looking at around $105. I don't know what the tax rate is. The next thing down, it says, do you have a Pearson Education account? We're just going to say no, because if you have one, we don't want to get it confused with something else. Especially there was some problems in the past with the accounting people not being able to use their accounting Pearson account with the MyITLab. So here we create a login name, and I'm going to just try, and then you can check the availability. And it'll go out to see, and I get the little green check marks. Yep, that's the login name. Now keep in mind that you're going to have to type this login name every time you log in. So you're going to want to make it short enough. So put in a password, and it says that my strength is good, not great, but it's good. And you can see acceptable characters. It has to be at least 8 characters with 1 letter. So I'm just going to go to next here. And I see my little circles going around, so it's trying to get to the next page. And at this point, it's going to want your information. So I'm just going to put in my information here. And then it wants me to retype my email address. And then these next questions, it wants to know which country we're from. Well, we're the United States. It happens to be at the top of the list there. Now this is important. It asks for what your school zip code, not your personal zip code, your school zip code, 98499. So you're going to have to remember that, 98499. It's also listed in the Canvas site. And then we look for our school. Now we are not Clover Park School District, we are Clover Park Technical College. So make sure you click the Clover Park Technical College. And then we come down and it's going to ask us for a security question. And I don't know, I'll make up something. Let's say 1999. That's not our year of birth. So we'll go to next. Down below, let me know about other Pearson education. You don't need to check that. And then this next one should ask for the money. So as it loads, we'll see if it's going to ask us for the credit card. Now I'm not going to create this site, but from here on it's pretty much like buying anything else on the internet. You're going to have to put in the information that it's asking for. And if you notice up in the browser window up at the top, do you see where it says HTTPS? That means it's a secure site. It's saying we're buying MyITLab for 2010 because that's what I chose, or I could have chose multiple books. And you know what? I might choose multiple books the next time. But we can pay with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover, or we can pay with PayPal. And then it's going to ask us for our address for our billing. And at this point, we would click Continue. Now, whatever the user ID and password we created, that is going to be my MyITLab account. So that's going to be the MyITLab account. Well, I'm not going to purchase this, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel out of this. But you'll go ahead and continue, and that's how easy it is to get registered for class. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Again, you go to myitlab.com. So myitlab.com. Over on the right-hand side, there's a little register now. You click on student. You need an email account. You need the course ID, and you need the access code or a credit card. We click on OK, register now. Right now, for winter quarter 14, we've got Office 2010. Later on, we might have 2013. You might have that choice between the two. So I'm just going to click on Office 2010. If I have an access code, I say yes, and it's going to ask me to put in the access code. I'm going to say no, I need to buy one. Click on Next. I may say I'm using multiple books in my class. Go to Next. I'm going to go ahead and say OK for the textbook. If you don't want the textbook, it's about $11 less. Go on to next. And then it's going to take you to the section where you actually create your account. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful about registering the account and getting started with your MyITLab.